Hey, welcome. Hello, everyone. Good to have you here once again. And welcome to the workshop session for the month of July. Really glad to have you all here once again. I'm Oluwatosin from SwiftXR. And today is going to be an interesting one because we have a guest in the house as well. And just before we get started, for those of us who are joining in our workshop for the very first time, we would like you to get to know what SwiftXR is and what you can do with SwiftXR, and then we'll proceed to introduce our guest speaker for today. Right, and let me just see here and try to share this once again. That's strange. Hmm. There we go. Awesome. So, what are we going to be doing today? First things first, we're going to learn about what exactly SwiftXR is right now. And after that, we would go into the different things you can use SwiftXR for. And we would proceed to a live demo after we introduce our speaker as well. Right. So, um, first things first, what exactly is SwiftXR? SwiftXR basically allows you to share 3D content on the web to view in both AR and VR, either it be on your website or on you know on a company's website, or you basically just want your users to engage with 3D content so that they can view in augmented reality and virtual reality. SwiftXR also offers a bunch of plugins that allow you to do this across different platforms. For example, we have the SwiftXR 3D AR VR viewer on platforms like Shopify, Wix, Bubble, WordPress that allow you to easily add and embed 3D contents that your client, your audience can view in AR or VR, which is pretty interesting. We also have a range of features available. For example, we do have our 3D Snap feature available on Figma that allows you to easily create images and GIFs of 3D models and apply them to your designs as well. And currently on the SwiftXR platform, we do have the Sketchfab integration that gives you access to thousands of 3D models. We have the OpenSea and Wearable integration that allows you showcase your NFTs in AR or VR. We also have the Ready Player Me component that allows you to get your animated avatar onto the web, basically. And finally, we have face tracking and image tracking features available. And for 3D artists as well, we do have the SwiftXR Blender plugin that allows you directly share your 3D files from Blender to the web. And this allows you, share with clients. And you're basically not sharing the 3D model itself, but just the link to view the 3D model, which is pretty interesting, I would say. Right. And once again, let's cover the use cases as well. We've talked about a lot of the features we have, ranging from image tracking to face tracking, and even the web VR component that allows you to create immersive VR experiences for the web directly on the SwiftXR platform. And when we look at the use cases, right, there's so many of them, and one of them is companies are using the SwiftXR platform to create um, property viewing online, where you can easily create 3D models of the properties you want your users to have a look at. And real estate agencies are using this already. So you can just share them the link. This helps to save costs by allowing the users view the properties from the comfort of their home instead of having to go there on site. And artists as well are using the SwiftXR platform to showcase their artwork in augmented reality and even in virtual reality as well. So we have users who are creating virtual environments for exhibitions of their artwork. And we also do have the artwork component that allows you to create, to easily convert your 2D images, that's your digital artwork, into 3D frames that can be viewed in AR. And finally, the interesting one here is the e-commerce use case, which is what we are going to be talking about a lot today, thanks to our guest speaker. And this basically allows you to have 3D models of your products um, on the web easily, where your users can engage with them, be it in augmented reality, even virtual reality, or face tracking. For example, if you're selling eyewear, you could create an AR project where the users can use our face tracking capabilities on SwiftXR to experience how that particular glasses or any eyewear product would feel and fit on their face as well, which is pretty interesting, I would say. So, enough of what SwiftXR is capable of doing. The next thing we're going to be doing now is introducing our guest speaker, who is Joseph. And Joseph is a web developer from Taylor. And Taylor is a furniture brand that sells most of their furniture online. And at the moment, they're leveraging on using SwiftXR to showcase their 3D models on the web. And without further ado, I would introduce Joseph to give us a brief introduction and we would get into the live demo for today. Hi, Joseph. How's it going?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. It's really, really good to have you here. Could you just get a bit of background from you and what exactly do you do at Taylor and just to get to know you?
Okay, so I'm Joseph once again, and I'm from Taylor. I'm a web developer. Basically, at the moment, what I do right now, I work with a team of other. I'm the web developer. I work with the rest of the other team. We have a card drafter, we have designer, and project manager, and social media manager. So we work together to put up beautiful furniture products on platforms, most especially the website that we're going to talk about today. And so Swift XR basically has helped us to integrate these 3D models or these interactive models of our products into our website. And it's a very pleasant experience, which I can't wait to show everyone when we get there.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Joseph. It's really good to have you here. And moving on, I think we can just get into the a live demo, honestly, to show how you guys are using the platform itself. And I believe that would be really fun. And please, if you have any questions or comments or any suggestions at all, please feel free to drop them in the chat, and we will be responding to them during the Q&A section at the end of the live demo itself. All right, then. So I will leave it out to you right now, and you can get started with showing us how you all are leveraging SwiftXR to showcase your products on your website. Thank you very much, Joseph. Over to you.
Okay, so we use Shopify to manage our stores, and so far it has been very easy. And I really appreciate the support the SwiftXR team has made so far to make integration of their product into our website very seamless. One of the benefits of using this particular feature is that it makes it easy for customers to visualize products and reduces the situation where customers have what you ordered versus what you bought scenario. So you can get to feel a product, see how it looks like in your space, or just play around it virtually on our platform, and then before you make the decision to purchase or to buy that particular product. So on the screen right now is the Swift XR app on our platform. We have some products here already. If you go to our website, you can see them, but I'm going to show you how we get started like from scratch. So if you're using Shopify, there is an app. The Swift XR app is available on the Shopify App Store. So just install it on your Shopify store, and it's very straightforward. Just start linking your product and setting it up on your website. So there's a place called the Hub, the Swift XR Hub. This one, yeah, this is where you start. Okay, so this is your playground at the moment, the hub, and you have a button here called Create Project. This is your starting point. So project basically is like an entry. Okay, you create an entry for a product. So when you click on Create Project, you give it a name. So we have a product called Tiwa Bean Bag. Tiwa being back. That is what I want to name this particular product. And I click on create, and then you are shown an empty canvas. So this is where your models will appear. Uh, at this point, you need to upload your 3D model. There are different file formats. I think SwiftXR supports, but at the moment we have a particular file format we use to display the model. So when I go to files, this icon here, files on the left hand side of the screen, and I click on import files, it should take me to the file where to your file manager on your PC where you can upload the 3D model. So that's the TY beanbag JLB format, and I'll upload it. Let's give it a moment. Okay, it's uploaded. It's right here. So when I click on it, I have to drag it into the middle of the canvas. And here you have it. So this is our beanbag. This is how it looks like the 3D model. So what I want to do is I want to link it to the products on our website so customers can visualize this particular product in live mode. Okay, so there's still some tweaking you have to do. I want to take off the branding. Sorry, Swifty. Then on the right hand side, this side is where you do some customization. So there is the augmented reality feature here where customers get to try it out if their device supports AR. So at the moment it's default enabled, yes. Detection mode floor, I just give everything as default. Then I want to put dimensions. So I want a situation where customers can actually see the correct measurement of the product. So this is, I just toggle it. Yes, I keep everything default. I think it's accurate. So you see the dimensions are now appearing on the product. The top is 99 centimeters. By the side is 74 centimeters. The base is 125 centimeters, like that. So you get to see the exact sizes. And then when I click on publish, so we have to put a unique URL of this particular product. This is where this is where you give a unique link so that you'll be able to link it somewhere. I'm going to show you. So I think I already have it there. We'll have to type it again. Tiwa bin back Taylor dot SwiftXR.app. So I click on proceed. Yes. Okay, so we have it now. It has been published successfully. Copy the link. And then go to link 3D product entry. So this is where I now link the product we have on SwiftXR, on our playground, on our hub, SwiftXR hub, to the Shopify product. Okay, so I just paste it here, and then select product. Remember, I'm trying to link the model and the product now. Click on search for Tiwa. Tiwa be back. And I click on add. Yeah, so there's nothing appearing here right now. I have to click on save. And here you go. So this is it. This is the bin bag. Okay, so let's see how it will look like on the website. Switch my tab. So this is it on the website. It's very cool, right? So this is the website. This is the product page. Tiwa bin bag. There are different variations for this particular product. But this is a 3D model. Okay, this is how it looks like. So I can play around with it. I can use my mouse to move around, see how it looks like. I can zoom in, get the precise image dimensions, how it looks like in real time. So if you're using a mobile device, I'm using a PC, you can also achieve this. You can get the same experience. You just go to our website, tailor.com, and then slash product slash tiwa. You're going to see it there. So just play around with it, use your fingers, use your hands, zoom in, and then if your device supports the AR feature, it's usually at the somewhere at the bottom right hand corner. Just click on it and point to an empty space in your environment or in your house. You get to see how it looks like in real time. You can expand the size. You can check other features of this particular product. So basically, it's very straightforward. Like it will take you up to 10 minutes or 5 minutes to achieve this. That's one of the benefits of using the SwiftXR app on Shopify. It's very straightforward and easy. And I think the major benefit is that it's a no-code solution. So I don't think you need to write any piece of code to achieve this. You just have to install it and integrate your products, link it, and you have it live on your website. I think that's it for the demo.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Joseph. I have so many questions actually. But I would start with us actually looking at what it does look like in AR. For those of us that are wondering, and I'm just going over to the website right now to showcase that. Give me a sec, everyone. And if you could, let me see. So we get that particular one from Taylor slash product slash Tiwa. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. And we're doing that right away. Okay. So I have found it, and just going to be sharing the screen so everyone can see it as well. Let me see if everyone can see my screen already. Uh, okay. Second. Yeah, I think everyone should be able to see my screen. Yeah, cool. So the link to the product as well is available in the chats for us if we want to see that. But we would also just try it out on our end here as well. So we just drop the link in the chat. And if I were to just scroll down here, this is the page itself with the bean bag. And if you scroll down, you can see the dimensions of what that would look like within your environment itself. And we have the AR button here as well. So let's select the AR button, and that should take us into AR here. And there we go. We're able to see what that would look like within our environment itself. So you can place it around, drag and drop it, and just try to place it wherever you'd want that to be. And you can just see what exactly that looks like within your environment. Feels like it's something that is there already, which is pretty interesting. And you can, you know, resize it as well to see in here. So we could take this out and maybe just resize it and just look at what that looks like in there. That's pretty awesome, I would say. Right. And that's really, really cool. With just few steps, you're being able to um, do something like this. I would say that's pretty fun, right? And yeah, let me just remove this from our stream here. Cool. So, once again, it's really, really cool to talk about this. And yeah, I think my very first question for you, Joseph, would be how easy was it to create this 3D models and put it on SwiftXR for multiple products, right? So I believe the idea is for any e-commerce brand, they would most likely be having more than one product, right? So how easy was it to integrate the SwiftXR platform and use it to create multiple products? I would really love to know about your experience on that.
It's very easy. Like, think what you just watched demo. It's
Hmm.
just the same process.
Okay.
But I think it would be easier for a brand or a company that has a lot of products. You can just upload multiple models into your projects at once, and then take your time to link them one by one into the using Shopify. Link them to each product. But it's very easy. It's not stressful at all. Anyone that has very basic knowledge of how to use a computer can do it.
Awesome. That's really cool. Thank you very much for that. And I think the very next question would be talking about customization as well. Right. So the SwiftXR platform does have the customization option that allows you to add multiple variants to your products. Is that something um, you're looking at using at Taylor, or is that something you currently use as well?
Oh, we not really explored that right now, but I think I'm aware of that. Yeah.
Awesome.
It just
Cool.
depends. It just depends on the number of models we have that we can experiment with. So yeah, I think we'll put that into consideration.
Nice. And one more question too. And if you have questions in the chats, please feel free to. If you have any questions for Joseph, please feel free to drop them in the chats as well, and we will definitely ask them. I think moving on to my question now, it would be as regards your audience as well, your customers. What has been the response like ever since you started using the SwiftXR plugin for your Shopify products?
Okay, so one of the major benefits in terms of response is that it increases sales and customer engagement. So we try to encourage customers to spend more time on our e-commerce platform when they interact with our AR models using SwiftXR. And then it also increases the option to personalize and customize a product to the customer's taste. So the customer doesn't have to go back and forth through our support channels trying to explain what he wants and all of that. You can use the model to, just
View what they
visualize how a
actually want.
product will like. Yeah, and then makes it easy for him to actually know what he wants, and then use that to make customization requests and also
Awesome.
to experiment.
Yeah, that's pretty much cool. And yeah, we have a comment in here that says, "Well, that's very easy." Yeah, it's basically just the ability to drag and drop the 3D model and generate a link for it, and voila, you can see it on your website already, which is pretty cool to see. So, moving on as well, I think another question from my end would be looking at the dimensions as well. So how do you use the dimensions at the moment? Is it that you actually get um, the dimensions from the actual 3D model and place it onto the 3D model you have, or you just use the custom dimension from the 3D model? Because I know the 3D models come with their own custom dimension. How do you go about that process to ensure that it reflects the same thing with the real world?
Okay, so for I think that's done by the other team members.
Okay,
But I think the models, the dimensions are pretty accurate. It's
accurate.
all embedded into the file, just that particular file. So when it's exported by the designer,
No.
uh, it's accurate to some. I
Okay.
think it is
So
accurate.
Awesome. So that's really, really good to know that it is accurate. Because I know there is the option to actually do manual changes to the size of the 3D model from the platform itself. But it's good to know the designer already factors that in to ensure they have the accurate design in there. And we have a question in the chat actually. So this says, can the AR plugin be used for picture frame pixel as a model use case? Um, I would really like to understand that question a bit better, but from my understanding so far, would the question be if the plugin at the moment can it be used for framing your pictures into like a 3D model? If that's the question, yes. We currently have the artwork model viewer that allows you to take your digital pictures and bring them um, into the SwiftXR platform and convert them into an AR frame that can be viewed on your website as well. Right. So we do have um, a particular component that is responsible for that. And this is something you can always do as well. So what I would be doing here is seeing if I can share my screen to do justice to that. And if there are any questions still, we still have Joseph here, uh, as it would be happy to answer any questions you might have as well for the team at Taylor. And let me just see if I can share here. 1 second. Okay, so let's let's get this image here. So I'm basically just sourcing a free image here that we can use to showcase that. And 1 second, please. Okay, so let me then share my screen. I believe it's been shared already. Yeah, so cool. Is it visible now? It just keeps going on and off. Right. And let me share that once again. It's pretty strange. Okay, so while that is going on, while I'm still trying to share my screen here and get it to pop up, we have another question though. And that says, does Taylor have stats showing that AR, showing that AR and how it's impacting them? Oh, does Taylor have stats showing that AR and how it's impacting them? So basically, I would like to know more about how it has affected Taylor as a business so far. Is there any way we can check that out?
Yeah, I don't think I can do that right now, but yes, we get feedback all the time from customers on how they have experimented and used our the future on the website.
Okay, there you go. So definitely it is impacting, but for the stats, maybe not everyone would have access to that, but it's all good. So back to the AR plugin question. So on the website itself, if you go over to SwiftXR to the hub and sign in, by default you get 5 credits, which allows you to publish your project easily. So I do have this image here that we want to convert into an artwork that we can view in our environment. So what I can easily do here is to create a new project, and let me just call this my art work, and let's create a new project here. Um, Once you do that, the next thing would then be to go over to our components in here. And under our components here, we do have quite a lot of components that you can use. But if you go over to art, you should see the AR artwork viewer and the AR NFT viewer. right? And with the AR artwork viewer, if you just either drag and drop it or just click on it, that loads it up in here into the canvas. And we have a default artwork here by default. But to change this, what you then just need to do is go over to the properties in here, and you can upload an artwork image here, right? So we can then just click on upload file, and I can just look for that particular 3D model, particular image, and upload it as well. So now we have that file. And basically with this, we can change the frame color as well. So we can say, let's say we want to go for something more expressive. And there's something wrong on my end at the moment. There is definitely something wrong on my end at the moment. But either ways, we can still publish this and see, and we can rename this as well. So let me say at work by OT, and we can just hit proceed to publish that. And let's publish that. And the interesting thing here is, aside from being able to embed 3D content on your website, you can have this project as a standalone website link that you can share with people as well. So right now, we can easily copy this link. And with that link copied, we could have it in the chat for everyone that wants to view it. And for me, myself, I could use the QR code. So this is something we've seen a lot of artists use. So instead of sharing a link with their audience, they actually then use the QR code where everyone can just scan the QR code and they actually get instant access to the artwork itself in AR. So what we are going to be doing here is going over that same process of checking it out once again. And let's see. Let me do that in here. So give me a sec. Okay. So what we're going to do here is share screen. Da, 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 da. And okay, so there goes our screen. And what we can do here is just scan that QR code. And when we select it, we're then able to see the 3D model here, and we have the option to view in space as well, which is pretty interesting. So what I would try to do here is just get it onto to identify the wall here, for example, and beautiful. So I could just have that artwork show up on my wall here, and I can then look at it around, which is really, really awesome, I would say. So that's how you can take just your 2D art and move it over to AR and use it as artwork within your environment itself, which is pretty awesome. So I hope that answers your question. And that is basically how we're able to use the SwiftXR editor itself to create that particular effect. All right, then. So back to you. Joseph. Is there any other thing you'd like to share with us? Probably maybe we've not asked or you find interested as regards SwiftXR and how you've been using it at Taylor.
Yeah, so I think some of I just need to highlight briefly some of the benefits of using AR and SwiftXR together to increase customer engagement, personalization, and sales. Because I think that is the major benefit of using new and emerging technologies like this. It has completely changed how shopping is done online with things like interactive product models and immersive experiences for customers. A situation where customer is hesitant to purchase a particular product because he's not really sure if it's the same thing he's getting or he's not really sure how it looks like. That is where um, tools like this can come into play to further convince the customer that he's actually making the right choice and he's getting exactly what he wants without too much convincing. You don't have to, you know, talk too much. He can actually see it by himself when he, play around with these
So
models on the platform. And
awesome.
the how easy it is also a big one for me. Before, you have to do a lot of customization. If you're using other products, you have to write code, you have to create product IDs, link them, put some HTML there, and liquid, all of that. If you are a store owner and you are not really you're not really good with coding, you might find it very daunting and very difficult to do that. You understand? It's even as a developer, it's also very difficult to so you have to write a different instruction or a different code if you are using a different store. For example, if you use Shopify, if you have to do this for Shopify, you get another store that uses probably WordPress or Wix. You have to also write different. It's very difficult. But with SwiftXR, you just have just one hub where you just install the relevant plugins or apps, and then you don't have to write any code. Like one I remember when I was installing the entire app on our store, I didn't have to write a single line of code to do that. You just have to, if you're familiar with Shopify, you just have to import your blogs, add it as a blog on your team, and you just have it there on your product page. Very easy, like in 3 clicks or less. So that is one of the major benefits of using Swift XR.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Joseph, for joining us today on the workshop. And it was really quite insightful. And if there are any other questions, please feel free to drop them as well. But I think that was really fun. Good to see how companies are leveraging the platform itself to actually increase um, client engagement and getting people to stay more on the website, because the more they stay, the more they get convinced, just like you said, to get the 3D, to get the actual product itself, right? Because if you see a really, really beautiful piece of furniture in your room already, thanks to AR, you would most likely want to have the physical version in your room as well, I believe. So yeah, that's pretty cool, I would say. And thank you so much, Joseph. And I would stick back here as well to just show us um, how the customization feature works that allows you to even increase the level of interactivity on your 3D furniture as well. Right. And I think we can do that with a piece of furniture in here. So for those of us that are really um, interested in this, definitely we would get to do that. But just before then, Joseph, is there any other thing you'd like to share with us before we round up the live demo itself and the Q&A session?
Yeah, if you are a store owner, and yeah, I forgot to mention that it's not really expensive to use Swift XR, so you shouldn't think
Oh,
about cost at the moment. You shouldn't think about cost at the moment. So it's very easy, like it's and very affordable. So it's not something that you have to break the bank to use. So if you're a store owner and you want to increase sales, you want to create a very immersive shopping experience for your customers, then you need to consider using AR, and then Swift XR should be your number one option. Top recommendation
awesome.
from me.
Awesome. That's a very good recommendation. Thank you so much, Joseph. It was really nice having you. And we look forward to doing more of this together. And from my end, do you have a great day? It was really nice having you here. Thank you so much. And bye.
Bye.
Okay then. That was really amazing. And just before we go, guys, I did make mention of the fact that I would like to show us the customization option as well, which is a pretty good one, especially for store owners. So let's say you have different variations of just one product that you like to sell. You don't necessarily have to create multiple versions of that same product, right? You just have one version of it, and you can have multiple variants of that product. And in this example I would show us now, we would be making use of um, another component here. So we've looked at the AR artwork viewer. So one thing I will do in here is, since we've used this to publish already, I can just go back to my hub and create a new project. But if I didn't want to do that, I could still use that project, but I want the project to be specific enough. So let me call this um, product variants, right? And with our product variant here, I would create a new project. And in here, what we're then going to do is go over to our components once again, right? And in here, I will just select the AR model viewer once again and drop it in here. So with the AR model viewer now, in combination with the access to Sketchfab on SwiftXR, if we were to go over to general settings here, we could download the 3D model from Sketchfab. So I could look for, let's say you were selling um, a watch, for example, maybe more of a simple wristwatch here. But ideally, as a store owner, you would get to create the 3D models yourself because it has to look like what you're doing. And with that, you can actually use the 3D request option available to you on SwiftXR to request for 3D models. And we have a pool of really, really amazing artists that can help you get your 3D products done in no time. Right. So in here, if we were to select just a really simple wristwatch in here, let's look for something um, pretty straightforward to use. So this is very light, I would say, and it's all just black. To be fair, I don't think that's interesting enough to see. Maybe I would go for something a bit more fancy. Yeah, something like this. Right. So with a wristwatch like this, yeah, we can go over to our customization options. And within our customization options here, we can just click on yes to enable this. And what SwiftXR does, it loads all the materials associated with this particular 3D model, and we can add variants to it. So all this here are materials associated with this 3D model, right? And there's quite a lot of them. So this particular model has not been well optimized, but it's something we can still work with. So our goal here would be to click on add variant. So when you click on add variants, you can easily make changes to different parts of this. So at the moment, I can't really see where this particular model is used. So I would just look for the much more obvious ones. So let's move on to material 001 here. And yeah, there we go. So this particular one is this guy here, right? So we could work with this one, and I could just call this watch face. So that way, we kind of understand that that is what that is. And with this one as well, we can try to check. Oh, so that's the outline in there. So we could call this our watch outline. And let's just look for one last material here, which would maybe be the strap of the watch itself. So let's see, which material will that be? That's this one. I don't think I'll do that one. I just want to get the material for the strap here, which is not this as well. So I will just delete that. And let's see here. Definitely not that one as well. And definitely not that one as well. And let's see here. Definitely not that one as well. And yeah, that's taking a while. So let's scroll down here. We should find it early enough. So here are some tips and tricks, especially when you're working with 3D models that you want to create multiple variants for. Limits the number of materials that are available on that 3D model, so it's easier for you to create more customizations. And there we go. We found the strap. So in here, we can say watch strap. Right. So now we have the watch strap, and I think that was material 001 and 002. Great. So with this now, we can create different variations of our watch in here. So let's start from the watch face. So I could make this black. And for the watch outline, I could make it maybe red. And for the, I think that was 14 here, I could make this maybe a shade of my coloring is bad. Right, so maybe we could make this black, right, and look something like this. And let me see, was it this? No, not this one. It wasn't this one. I think there was one more here that we looked at previously. I can't find that, but either ways, we'll keep it like this. So we have this variation here for this particular um, um, material. So we could do this. And next, we could then add a new variant here. And for this variant, I would maybe go with a blue, right? So more like a blue for the watch face. And for the watch outline here, I could go with, let's see, not to make the colors too weird. So let's go with a darker shade of purple here. Not too bad. And for the strap, which is this guy, we would add in one more variant here. And for the strap, let's not make it weird. So let's maybe do just that type of blue here once again, so that we have another type in here. And finally, we can do one more variant. So we can start from here as well. And let's have this all. Let's have kind of like this brown color, right? And in here, we can go over to the other guys and add in one more variant here. So yeah, something like this, right? And finally, we can have this other one here and just give it, yeah, much darker color, right? So now we can hit the preview project button, right? And the preview project button here allows us to kind of view this. And let me remove that first one here. We weren't using that first one at all. So let me just see. Did we have a variance there? Let's remove that variance. Cool. So if we go back to preview now, we should just see the watch face, the watch outline, and the watch strap. So with this now, we can then select the watch face, for example, and customize that as we would like, right? And we could go over to the watch outline and we can select the watch outline here as well. And we can go over to the watch strap and we can select the strap we would want to use for the watch. So this gives your customers or your people who are engaging with your product a sense of, control over how their product, how the final version of the product they are ordering would look like. And with this, you can easily just test it out in augmented reality and publish this as well. So your customers can have a view of what that is like. So that is one way to go about it. And if you're going to be using Shopify, Wix, Bubble, or WordPress, you can easily then now embed this particular link onto your products, just like Joseph showed us earlier. And with that said and done, if there are any questions at all, please feel free to join in our Discord to meet other creators as well, just like you. And you can always request for supports there as well, or just contact our support via our website to get your answers basically for any issues that you might be running into. And with that said and done, once again, thank you all so much for joining in today's session. It was really great having you all. And do have a lovely rest of your weekend. See you all next month. And bye, everyone.